Hello, and welcome to James, the Let's Express Lane, where we get you out as fast as possible with. Guys, I did it. I finally beat a game. That's probably only like the third or fourth game he's beaten this year. You're thinking, wait a minute, it's August. Yeah, he's quit a lot of games. Now, first, he hit the goal earlier. Someone that's never been seen before dropped a massive super chat. Anyways, let's hear his amazing review of the game.
Content, right? I did some of the more interesting side missions, like the motorcycle mission right here next to the Ghost Hunter, and a few optional deliveries and the like. Overall, I'm actually going to do a separate short video to give my final thoughts. I did enjoy it, but like I said, the reason I feel like it was enjoyable was very simply because you guys were a part of it interactively. If I were playing this game by myself, I would have to play it as like a game where I'm doing other stuff. You know what I mean? The fact that we hung out and talked while
Guys, if you weren't here giving me money and telling me what to do, I wouldn't even play it. We know, DSP. We know.
I did these missions and stuff, made it better. Ultimately, the story is good. The graphics are great. The production value, the acting, the mocap, all outstanding. The gameplay elements are boring. They still are. Like, I didn't find anything super interesting about the gameplay of this game. Like, no lie.
If you knew you hated the gameplay mechanics of the first game, why did you play the second? You know why I've not played the first one and will probably never play the second one? Because I've seen people play the game. It's like, holy shit, this looks boring as fuck. I would never play this game.
Surfing the coffin is like the best thing about the game. The combat is so basic and boring, not interesting. The deliveries are boring, just boring. But the ride, sometimes they say it's about the journey, not the destination. When it comes to Death Stranding 1 and 2 for me, it literally is about the destination. Like the story was the payoff, not the journey. If you cut the journey out and just showed me the story, I'd probably be just as happy with these games, you know? But thank all of you who were here during this playthrough, making it worthwhile. Those of you who were here live, you guys were an awesome audience. Those who watched on demand, many of you came by during the streams you could. People left comments on the playthrough. People supported the playthrough. I really
They gave me a bunch of money. Like today, I got $229.
appreciate that because I know that people liked it despite the fact that it's not the most engaging gameplay ever. That's why I played it. All right? If they make it
It's actually a chill game that could have been great for night streams. Just kick back and relax. Be like, guys, I want to be able to fall asleep tonight, so I'm just going to kick back, relax, and play a very relaxing game like this.
Stranding 3, I guess we do it all again. Let's just hope they add even more gameplay elements to make it more interesting and that we have a good interactive time, all right? Thank you all for watching Death Stranding 2. I appreciate it. I'll see you in the future. Okay, so what I'm going
Okay, he's cut recording for now.
to do is I'm going to save. I'm going to pee, because I have to. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to film a short video, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, just to give my final thoughts on the game as a channel highlight that I'll upload later tonight. And then we'll just hang out for till 4 p.m. We can just
I'm going to beat you to it.
do a hangout session, okay? That's what we'll do. Okay, cool. Good stuff. Let's get this off here. Oh,
You're going to need it for tonight. Why would you take it off? Just leave it on. And like he just crumbles up and throws it on the floor.
let's see here. Probably fix my hair again. As you can see, my hair is puffed up again. My hair's so weird. Okay. All right, give me a sec. Actually, let me turn off my PlayStation, and I'll get the PC working again. Give me 1 sec here.
Amazing content we got going on. Just do the review right now. I'm really going to turn the PlayStation off? You never turn the PlayStation off. Is he finally learning?
Okay.
Can you imagine if he's finally learning about, hey, maybe I shouldn't leave my consoles on 24/7? Oh, wow, that was a very robust looking body right there.
All right, well, let's take a, like, it's just a couple minutes break. I'm gonna go use the bathroom and brush my hair again, sticking straight up. And then, like I said, we'll come back. I'm just gonna do like a 5 to 10 minute recap summary, final thoughts video on Death Stranding 2. That'll be a standalone video for the channel, and then we can just hang out for the rest of the stream, okay? Sound good? All right, I'll be right back in just a minute.
All right, well, we can skip ahead a little bit.
It has biotin in it.
Trying to get it live. Guys, we're doing this live. That's how long this totally 5-minute review is going to be. How much you want to bet it's going to be longer than 5 minutes? But guys, I got to stretch it out so I get the sweet, was it 10 minutes or whatever for multiple ads?
Okay. Wrigley says I should be using shampoo that has biotin in it, or take biotin supplements because it helps keep your hair thick and it should be easier to manage. Yeah, I mean, you got to remember that for many, many years, all I did is I wet my hair and brushed it back, and I stopped doing that. Now I just wash the hair and I let it naturally like puff up. But what's happening is as I get older,
For years, I only wet it and brushed it back. I didn't wash it. No wonder you were so fucking greasy.
some bizarre reason, the hair on one side of my head is puffing up more than the other, and I think it's just natural. As you get older, things change. You're not even. It's not even. What can I do, right? So maybe if I biotin, it would be heavier hair. I don't know. Not a big deal. I just wet it. It's fine. See, it was fine for most of the stream. It just naturally dries up and then it puffs up again. So okay, cool. All right. Well, let's get started. We're gonna do a brief final thoughts / review video. Okay. Soul glow, soul glow. All right, here we go. Hello everyone, DSP here, and I just finished my over 40-hour playthrough of Death Stranding 2. I've been playing this game for about a month and a half, and I'm happy to have finally finished it here on DSP Gaming. All throughout the playthrough, people kept coming by the streams and saying, hey Phil, what are your thoughts on Death Stranding 2? Is it better than the first game? Are there new elements that are different from the first game? What do you think overall? And honestly, I gave answers as best I could during the playthrough, but I feel like I never could really answer that question until right now that I've actually completed the game and seen the ending and all of the narrative wrapping up. So what I'd like to do in this video, very briefly, is give you a summary of my thoughts on the game without plot spoilers, so no worries there. I will not spoil the plot of the game, and let you know my final thoughts. So when I played Death Stranding 1 back, when it was a brand new game, I also did an interactive stream and playthrough for my channel, DSP Gaming. And at that time, everyone was just wondering, what's the next game from Hideo Kojima? There was all this hype behind it. Everyone was so excited for it, right? And then when it came out, and people started actually playing it, and they kind of realized, oh, this game literally actually is just walking and delivering packages.
And a story. The story you said you loved so much. I only cared about the story, guys. I don't care about anything else. I just care about the story. And yeah, he's completely ignoring the story.
Now, there was more to it. There's some combat where you have to avoid these raider bandit guys. There's also BTs, these supernatural creatures trying to kill you. And every once in a while, there's like a big boss fight. But for the most part, the entirety of the game is either walking or driving a vehicle to deliver packages to different settlements in a desolate world. That was a lot to take in, especially me being someone who tries to entertain an audience. It was very hard to entertain my audience during this playthrough because the gameplay
tries and fails to do so.
Frankly, wasn't very engaging. It was more busy work. And Kojima actually found a way to tie that into the main plot of the story and say that it was on purpose and justified and all of that. I was pretty critical of him, to be fair here, and I basically said, man, I think it might have been a cop-out. He just wanted to basically pump out a game with a great story, but he didn't really want to put gameplay elements in that were very sound. He really should be a movie director or a TV director. He should be writing stories and creating them for a visual medium rather than for an interactive one, because this game's gameplay was so weak, tedious, and annoying that if you had just seen all the cutscenes, it would have been exactly the same experience as playing the game. Well, now we're what, 4 or 5 years later? Death Stranding 2 comes out, and everyone's question is Death Stranding 2 going to be different from the first game? Will the gameplay be dramatically improved? Will you actually enjoy the game while you're playing it, rather than only while you're experiencing the story? Well, I'll be honest. Now that I've completed the game, here's what I can tell you. The game absolutely has improvements to the gameplay elements from the first game. There's more vehicles and or vehicle improvements that allow you to traverse the world a lot easier this time. You're not always on foot like you were for a big majority of the first game. Are there raiders? Yes, there are. Are there these BT supernatural creatures? Yes, there are. Are there new versions? Yes, there are. There's also a new addition called Ghost Mechs, which are mechanical enemies that you must fight. So it's basically like a third enemy class that's added to the game that weren't in the first. So there are new things. There's also returning things like the zip lines and stuff like that. The roads that used to be
He never used the zip lines in the first game. He fucking hated that mechanic.
able to build, they're all in there. But there's also new additions like the teleporter, where you can now teleport around for fast travel rather than having to actually hard connect or physically get yourself from point A to point B. However, even with all of these improvements, and even improvements to combat, because I will say this, they added a significant amount of new weapons to the combat that make it feel a little better. There's even a really cool melee weapon during the game. Even with all of these elements, Death Stranding 2, at the end of the day, is still, for the most part, almost nearly identical to the first game. The vast majority of this game, you are walking or driving from point A to point B, delivering packages. There are times when you fight, there's stealth, there's straight-up gunplay, and there's big
So it's not just walk from point A to point B.
boss fights. But they're all kind of like, how can I say, necessary, but not challenging. I played over 40 hours in my playthrough of Death Stranding 2. I did some side content, but not a ton. And the reason being is every time that I went to do side content, thinking maybe this will add something new, this will do something different, it was just more of the same. There were a few unique missions that I did do, which was kind of cool. But for the most part, doing an extra delivery, taking over an extra base of bandits, only just benefits you by maybe doing a new unlock of a new weapon or a tweak to a vehicle that makes it slightly better. But ultimately, the gameplay loop is exactly the same as Death Stranding 1. It's the same delivery service, the same combat and sneaking, and the same fighting of BTs and bosses. There wasn't even a new added element. You know, you would think for a sequel, well, they're going to add something new, a new element, something new that you need to do. No. Death Stranding 2 is essentially Death Stranding 1 with some streamlines and improvements, and a different story.
So it's a sequel. Guys, I don't get it. In Jurassic Park: The Lost World, they only added in new dinosaurs and a new cast members and a new island. And guys, it's just a sequel. Guys, it's just a sequel. DSP, do you hear yourself? They added new enemies. They added new mechanics. They added new storyline. They added new this, new this. But guys, it's just the same as the first one. Do you not hear yourself?
Now, that story is very good. Seriously, that story is good, just like the first game. When I was playing Death Stranding 1, my explanation of why I kept playing it, despite the fact that I found the gameplay elements boring, is that I was hooked on the story. That I thought that Kojima was a
And you kept hitting the goal. Don't forget that part.
master storyteller. His stories were so unique that even if you thought they were wild and out there and this guy is high off of his ass, you're still going to have a wild ride, and that game is going to be memorable for you. Despite the fact if you like the gameplay or not, just experiencing this very unique story that you'll never see anywhere else was worth it. Some people say it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. No, I disagree. With the Death Stranding series, the journey itself is the boring part, but it's the destination of getting to the story elements and seeing them unfold that's actually your payoff, okay? A lot of the times, the gameplay of Death Stranding 2 feels like work. All I'm doing is driving and delivering. Oh, I gotta get around this mountainside. I gotta go down without falling and destroy
Work. Guys, he hasn't worked a job in years.
my cargo. Oh, I gotta get past this group of bandits and try to sneak by them. Or, man, I guess maybe I just gotta go gung-ho and fight them head up. Oh, no, the BT, entities are here, and how do I sneak around them? Or how do I get out of this tight situation? But never any of it feels too difficult or challenging. It doesn't take a lot of thought to really figure out what you need to do. It's pretty straightforward, and quite frankly, the game almost feels like it's hard to fail. Like, if you go into a camp and just blow everyone away with guns, well, as long as you just brought guns and health packs, you could do that. Or you could do stealth. Does it matter? No, it doesn't matter at all. You just get through it and you go to the next part of the game and you're like, meh. But then when you get to a cool story element and a big plot point unveils and something cool happens, you're interested again and you're back. For me, my major criticism of Death Stranding 2, there's two major criticisms that I will say. All right, what's good about the game? The graphics. I played it on PS5 Pro. This, hands down, is the best looking game I played on a PlayStation console in my life. I played it at 4K resolution, 120 hertz, so 120 frames per second. It's gorgeous.
His TV doesn't do 120 hertz. And he streams at 1080p, but he semi-upgrades to 440p. So doing the 4K doesn't benefit anyone but him.
Okay, it really is. It's beautiful detail, visuals, everything. The graphics are amazing. The voice acting and the mocap work of the actors, absolutely amazing, best in class. I wish every game had it this good. Okay, character models, absolutely outstanding. Music, interestingly enough, Kojima's music selection, as odd as it could be in some places, fits the game and actually adds to it. There's many times we'll be doing a delivery or critical things happening, and this interesting music will play, and it matches good. All right, I like that. His selection was great. It's actually licensed music in most cases. The story itself is absolutely the strong point. 1,000,000%. If you liked the story of Death Stranding 1, you're going to enjoy the story of Death Stranding 2. And even if you find the gameplay elements tedious, you are going to want to keep playing to see where the story is going. And once again, I can tell you, just like the end of Death Stranding 1, this game explains pretty much everything, ties up all the loose ends, and has a satisfying ending. It's not one of these games where you don't know what the hell happened. No, the ending kind of makes sense. As wild and out there as it is.
Dumbass. You said before that you hated the movie Pulp Fiction because you couldn't follow it. So, guys, I was able to follow the story. Not saying much.
You get lots of cool exposition at the end, and you will get your satisfaction out of it. And in addition, the game absolutely rewards those who have played the first. Lots of characters from the first game carry over to the second, and I will just recommend if you are going to play Death Stranding 2, you probably should play 1 first. You're going to like the game more if you do. You'll understand all the references and the characters who return. Okay, so the story is the strong point. The graphics and music, mocap, all outstanding. But the two criticisms that I have of the game are as follows. Number one, the gameplay is still boring, and it's a lot of padding. There's several times during the course of the game where you're not even going to like a new area of the map, but the game will literally force you to backtrack to a point in the other area of the map you've already been, and then to go back. And they'll have some reason you can't fast travel as well. Oh, something's not working. Now you have to actually go back on foot or in a vehicle. Wait, what? But I just traversed across this entire huge map, and it took me 10, 20 hours. Now you want me to do a mission where I got to go all the way back, and it's nothing new. It's not like, oh, new things will happen. Maybe there's an enemy I have to fight, but it's the same. A lot of the game, sadly, just feels a lot like padding. And so my playthrough was around, I would say, 40 hours or so, probably give or take, probably a few more than that. If the game didn't have the padding, meaning you have to go back and do this, oh, this is not working now, so it takes you longer to do it, this game would have been around 20 hours long. And that's fine. Like, if the game was 20 hours long and it didn't make you bored and you just saw a great story and it had just one journey across the whole map, I probably would have not had a criticism here. But the problem is there's too much padding, too much repetition. It basically makes you redo stuff, and that's boring. My second criticism is very simple. I can't fully explain it because it's a huge plot spoiler, but there is one element of the plot that Kojima, when he was writing the story, thought would be a secret and thought that this would be a big reveal at the end. But if you have half a brain, it's actually quite easy to figure out this thing.
Or you looked it up from someone else's gameplay. And, oh, guys, I can sound like I'm a real genius here by saying this because I watched someone else do it already. Because I took a month to play this game.
way early in the plot. Like, I figured it out, no lie, like 15 hours into the game. And then he keeps like saying, oh, I wonder what this is. I wonder what this is. Well, I kind of already know what it is. I figured out your twist. And then at the end, it's literally the last thing in the story. Oh, here's the twist. We already knew that. So the ending isn't as impactful as I feel like Kojima wanted it to be because it was so easy to figure out his surprise twist ending, okay? But for the most part, outside of those two criticisms, it's a good game. What I would say is this, and this is how I described it to my audience at the end. The Death Stranding series at this point seems to be the kind of game that when you have a long day at school or work or whatever it may be that you have to do and it stresses you out, you come home, you turn on your PlayStation, and you play this game for a couple of hours. It doesn't matter if the gameplay is challenging, because it's not. It's very easy. It doesn't matter if the gameplay is riveting, because it's not. It's pretty repetitious and boring. But this game is a great way to just unwind. Just focusing on how do I do a delivery? How do I get past a group of bandits? As simplistic as that sounds, that's the kind of stuff you want to do when you're unwinding. Maybe play some music on the side. Maybe have a TV show or something on YouTube playing while you're playing the game. And now it doesn't seem as boring. You see what I mean? This game, no exaggeration, has like between 100 to 150 hours of gameplay if you do everything. There's that much side content.
I just Googled it. It's about 100-ish, according to how long to be if you do everything, not 150.
But the problem is, guess what the side content is? Delivering packages, traversing the environment, fighting bandits, and killing the entities called BTs. That's it. It's the whole game. So if the core gameplay of the game is boring, why would you ever do the side content? Because you're looking for a game that's a time sink. You know, this is why.
Guys, I don't get it. WWE champions, all you do is spend a fuck ton of money to pull shards. And you know what you have to do that? You spend more money to pull more shards, guys. I don't get it. Why would anyone dump tens of thousands of dollars in this game? Oh, wait, you did it.
You want to play it. This is the game you play when you get home from work or school to relax. It's not, oh, I'm trying to get through the game as fast as possible, or oh, I'm actually streaming this game for an audience and I'm trying to make every moment entertaining. That's really not how this game was designed. And as long as you go into it understanding that, I think you'll like Death Stranding 1 and 2. Okay? Death Stranding 2 is not a huge departure from 1. It's almost identical to the first game. So if you like the first game, you'll love the sequel. The story directly continues. I definitely recommend you play the first game before the second. And if you like the story of Death Stranding 1, you're going to like the story of Death Stranding 2. It'll be worth all of that gameplay that you had to grind through to see the plot. Kojima has now done it twice. But you have to understand that this is not a game meant for challenge. This is not a game meant for riveting gameplay. It's more for that, oh my lord, what weird, convoluted, insano story did Kojima write again? You'll get that with this game. And as long as you understand that's what you're getting into, I think you'll like Death Stranding 2. But if you're looking for challenge, if you're looking for innovation, if you're looking for tons of riveting...
Remember, guys, this is going to be like 5-minute review, guys. A 5-minute review.
Gameplay, stay away. This game will be boring to you. And those are my final thoughts on Death Stranding 2. I hope that you all enjoyed them. What did you think about the game? By now, many of you probably have completed it as well. Leave a comment on the video and let me know what your personal thoughts are about Death Stranding 2. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Peace out.
Okay. And then stop recording.
Okay, good stuff, everybody.
Take a sip, you sleazy asshole.
Very good. All right, so guys, we have a half an hour left to just chill. Let's hang out. I just want to remind you all, I do have a late stream tonight, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Friday Night Fights, Capcom vs. SNK 2. I'm going to attempt on PC again. I tried last time. I couldn't find anyone. If I can't find anyone, we'll switch to PlayStation again. But I hope we'll find people on PC tonight, okay?
Yeah, whatever. I'm going to beat you to the punch by uploading this before you do. Haha, just annoy ya. With that much ago, thank you for watching. As always, like, subscribe, comment down below, and have one hell of a day.